All right. Just so everybody knows, this is a closed pre-alpha build of Earth 2 version 1 and remains under active development. Does not reflect the final quality, optimization, and performance. Earth 2 is using a transparent open development model where features are released and tested in real time. We're still on the multiplayer version, which is thread number 3. We still have the hang gliders. Um, I'm not really testing any of the features, but I am testing how the game itself works. So I'll go over that here in a second. Bugs are going to be expected. That's kind of the point of testing. In the first half, while I'm doing this test of the thing I'm looking for, probably won't find many bugs, but then I might be flying around after it and just messing around with the map, and maybe we'll see some bugs then. All right. We're testing across different hardware and locations. I'm in the middle of the United States. I believe the servers are in Singapore. Hopefully we get an update on that soon. I'm streaming at 1080p, 60 frames per second. This will probably be 30 frames per second when it goes onto YouTube. And my specs are below. So I'll put this up. Alrighty. So this is what we're doing today. I am trying to figure out how the sun works because people have been having problems with finding daytime and nighttime. And I meant to do this spreadsheet a long time ago just so I can like plug in a coordinate. Like if I'm planning an event for Thursday and I want to know if it's going to be daytime in, Mexico on Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock, I was going to make a spreadsheet that just figures that out for me if I drop coordinates, but I haven't done that yet. Maybe I'll get around to it this week. But this is just to see how the sun works. Now, I thought originally when we started jumping into E2V1, I thought the sun just rotated around 4 times faster. By the way they described it, they said that you would experience a day part 4 times a day. So my assumption was that the sun would rotate just, or like, well, the Earth would rotate. Because you know how the sun works. the so you know how the sun works. It's still, right, and then the Earth spins. So I thought that occurred. The Earth spun 4 times a day while the sun sits still, you know, out in the ether. But the more I am messing with Earth 2 and inside the game, I think it works more like this. Let me pull this up real quick. I think it looks more like that. And I don't know if that's good or bad, um, but I think it works like this, where they basically have the planet cut into 4 sections inside the game. Not really 4 sections because it would be like, I honestly think this is what it would look like if you could actually depict it in a game. That there's like basically 4 suns going around the planet, and just when uh, one exits your time zone, another one starts coming in, kind of thing. But we're going to test that here. That's why I got the spreadsheet. We're going to just jump to a bunch of locations in every time zone and see what time it is. So, all right, I'll get this picture out of the way, and then we can jump into the game. All right, let's go. So TZ1 is my first spot. So basically, I already set all this up, so I'd basically just have to go on here, and hopefully we can go through these pretty quickly. Might only take me 15, 20 minutes. All right. So it is 23:25. On to the next one. Not really gonna. Now we're not taking in the view today. We're working here. We're working here. All right. Oh, come on. Don't be slow today. I'll probably edit out the like in betweens just because it's boring. Uh, test 2. My mentor, man, I wonder if the game's being weird. The mentor usually doesn't spawn that late. All right, 23, 29. Some of these might be the same because like the map of the time zones is weird. Um, like the real life map of the time zones versus what Earth 2 has decided as a time zone might be a little off in some of these weird uh, ocean spots. So kind of got to get the overall feel for it. See, hold on. This is Guyana. I believe no. This is. Let's write it down. 1935. See, that's what I was expecting. Is about a 4-hour gap. So maybe we're on the right track. It worked perfectly when I was setting it up last night, but once you start streaming, everything messes up, right? Let me make sure that was. Yeah, that's number 3. Bonita. Okay. Let's go to Guyana. Yeah, this is where I expect it to be. All right. Where's my mentor? Okay, it's up there. Come on, game. You're messing with me. Making me waste some time. All right. 1541. There we go. We are 4-hour gaps. That's what I was expecting. Going to Machu Picchu next. All right, we got 11:45. Alrighty. Somebody just asked me in Discord what the mystery is, and they could just join me here. Test number 6. If you can see the pattern developing, I would probably get rid of that first one. 19, 15, 11. Let's go to Livingston, number 6. $7.50. All right. When we get back to here is where it'll confirm what my thoughts were. So let's get to 7. What's up, Don Dada? Finally got a chatter. Gets lonely in here by myself sometimes. But let me know if you need me to rebrief you on what I'm doing here, because it might seem weird if I'm just running around. So, all right, what's the 356? Go to the next one. I'm not I'm not gliding today. I should move that chat. I don't know if I can. Oh, I'm in the wrong, on the totally wrong side of the screen. All right, let's move the chat over here to the right. All right. Yeah, I'll just edit this part out. Well, maybe not. I don't know. So I'm kind of testing how the sun works. So you see over here how I've got like a spreadsheet of that might not be easy to see on the stream. I wonder if I can make that bigger. Yeah, let's go. There you go. So a lot of us in the beginning of this were trying to figure out like, so we're always trying to connect with each other in the multiplayer, and we keep missing because the sun is always in the wrong spot, and nobody's nobody's taking the time to figure out how the sun works. So I've started to think that it was. Well, no, I mean the Twitch chat's fine. It's just the. Can you see the? Can you read the Twitch chat? And again, I'm gonna delete all this for the YouTubes, but just trying to get everything worked out. So the way Shane explained it, we kind of thought that the sun was just gonna go around the Earth, or the Earth was gonna spin 4 times in a day cycle in a real life day. But we were noticing the time zones, like you would go somewhere in New York and it would be like 8 p.m. and you would go somewhere in England and it would also be 8 p.m. But you'd go to Switzerland and it'd be 12 p.m. But then you'd go to like Russia and it'd be 8 p.m. again. We'd be like, what's going on? So I kind of thought instead of the sun or the Earth spinning 4 times, it looks more like this. And I'll bring this up. It looks more like this if you were to depict it in the game, where there's 4 day cycles, but it's basically like 4 suns. Let's say the Earth is still spinning, but there's 4 suns. Like the Earth is divided into 4 spots. So that's kind of what I'm testing, and I'm kind of getting there. Going on to Vancouver. And if you can read the spreadsheet, you can kind of tell that every time zone, like for one time zone in Earth in real life, it looks like there's a 4-hour jump, except for that first and second one. But again, I think those properties are in the same time zone in Earth 2, even though they're in 2 different time zones in Earth 1. So I'm just going to make it through my list, and you will see 4-hour gaps between each time zone. And you will see that they start over. Of course, this is going to take me forever. What's going on, Nisa? Cowboy Pedro? It's tomorrow. Yeah. So in real life, does it blow your mind in real life or in Earth 2? All right. So we're here. I always got to find my Mentar, which now I'm starting to assume it's right above me. Oh no. Oh, it's been doing that. There's something wrong. There's definitely something being updated in the game, because everything, like the Mentar, that took like 10 seconds. They always spawn with you. So let me put this over here. Yeah, so there's a 4 hour gap. You can see like it's taking me like I got to move through these quick because time moves 4 times as fast. Well, the pitch black, man, everything is moving slower. The pitch blackness, I think they're gonna give us campfires. For a while there, I think it has to do with the moon cycles too. For a while there, the moon was up for most of the night in most areas, so that helped a lot. And on like really high, I mostly play on them in the mountains. I don't play down in the valleys in the trees. Looking for number 9. Here it is. Um, but hopefully, like this, you'll see. Like I can hang out here, just fine. 2020. So yeah, like this is fine. You just need the moonlight, and I could play around here just fine. But I think they've got the moon stages set up a little bit similar to the sun. I haven't figured those out yet either to make sure they're correct. It was one of the things we were supposed to test, but I hope somebody else did that work because it's I don't know the math doesn't work for me. So, uh, but yeah, if you got the moon, you're pretty much good to go. You just need the moonlight, man. I'm not gonna howl again. Gonna get my dog all crazy. What's this one? I do not wear. You know, my dad does wear the those like really graphic wolf t-shirts. He's gonna be mad if he's watching this, calling him out. But I do not personally own any wolf t-shirts. What do we got here? 1626. I'm trying to go to the next one without getting out of here. All right. Number 11. Well, that Mentor spawned just fine. 12:30. All right. See, we've already passed. I know it's 11:45 and 12:30, but that's just because it's taken me so long to get through these. But you can kind of see we've already. So it's looking like I'm right. But we'll keep going. We'll keep going. Oh, that's this one, right? Yeah. So I skipped over. There was like no good properties in this time zone, or I didn't have any, and I didn't want to buy one. There's like one island or something like that. What? 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 Okay. So now I'm just left out in the woods. No sun, no nothing. My Mentor spawned 8 kilometers away. So that's fun. I'm definitely not going to go to it, but I'm going to try getting to the top of this hill and then killing myself. Because that's a little too... I'm not going to waste all the time trying to get to it. Alright, let me take down the time. I guess in my intro I was lying. I didn't think we'd see any glitches just testing the time, but that is definitely something I should probably report. Because now my guys... Yeah, well, luckily I think this is that Heart Lake area where this lake below looks like a heart. but I'm just gonna go off over here and don't land in the water, bro. We don't want to survive this. Okay. I'll come rescue him later. Oh, I didn't. Did I mark down the time for? Yeah, I did. Okay. Sorry, guy. Moving on. We're just gonna leave you on that hill right there. Go on to the next one. What do you mean? Do graphic settings work? Yeah, you can up mine. Are, I think mine are set on the highest. Maybe that was why that guy had that weird. The property name was weird. See, it's still like that. Yeah, it's probably because the Mentar's not there. At least now I know what that means. Is it means that the guy's not by the Mentar. Yeah. Oh, this one's similar, where I must have snagged two in the same time zone. That's fine. That's fine. Unless I can't find. Oh, thank God. Although I'm kind of sad. This guy's. I've got the one of the warrior outfits on this guy. Maybe I can see him if. All right, we're on the second half. How long has it been? 28 minutes. Jeez. God, I thought this was going to take like 10 minutes. All right, so hopefully we're back in daytime on the next one, which is Tokyo. I keep hitting P on my spreadsheet and not on the game. Tokyo. Oh, good. Maybe I can. 8 o'clock. Oh, that's kind of a. It's the Knights of Malta outfit, but. Gonna go 20. 56. Kind of why it's kind of why I get quiet when they're going up, so I don't have to. So I'm not saying anything that's gonna need to stay in the video. Hey, we're back in the sun. Nice. I believe this is Trig. Is that in Australia? The west side of Australia. 28. $13.03. Definitely removing all these loading screens. $9.06. Where's my? Oh. Hopefully it's just the Heart Lake one that I lost the Mentor. Can't type. There you go. Trango Tower. I just bought this spot yesterday actually for this, but they did a meetup over there the other day, and it looked pretty nice. Are we already back to nighttime? Looks like it. Reunion. Cypress. Cypress Hill. Oh, Cypress Ken. Yeah, I always name them whatever something, either Kenobi or Kent. So if like I ever meet up with somebody, they know it's me. But I also want to know the property name. So yeah, Cypress Ken. Sounds dangerous. Oh, by the way, this spot's beautiful. even though we can't see it, it's a beautiful spot. It's tucked in this little crevice right here. And the sun's, is it the sunrise or the sunset? I guess it'd be a rise in the east, right? So this nice little, it's a pretty view. Madagascar. Madagascar was one where the very first meetup we got gliders in was. $21.19. And technically, I could have just gone through this list and wrote them down like super fast. Like, so you got 17, 18, and 19 here, and you can see that it's 17, 13, 9. Like I could have just wrote those down, but I don't. Again, it's trust but verify, right? So I wanted to go into each property to verify that it was correct, rather than just trust. We're testing, right? That's what we're doing. So 23. What's this one? Here is Cypress Ken. Ooh. Is that a sunrise or sunset? Sunset. Sunset at 5:24, Shane? Is that real? Is that what time the sun goes down here? I don't like that. Oops. I don't know what time that was. All right, one left. Yeah, going above and beyond. Yeah, I could have just, like I said, I could have just went through here, labeled them all by time zone, and then just written down the time. But like, you know, not everything works perfect in the game, so it's better to do all the things, even though it's I don't know if it's great content, but is this number 24? Of course, I always got to end my stream in Marin, Switzerland. All right. So, 1329. So as you can see, other than this one and this little spot right here, where it appears I bought them in the same time zone. But you can see there's a 4-hour gap between each one, and then you repeat the 20s. And again, it takes me a while to do this, and it's going 4 times the speed. So every 15 minutes in real life is an hour in the game. So that kind of like truncates the time on this list, right? As I'm going through them. So 16, 12, and then we got another 20 here. 16, 13, 9, 5, 1, 21. So yeah, I think I was right in my assumption. Let's pull up that picture again. Earth 2 looks like this. So, I mean, it's a game mechanic that they had to work out, right? So they could have done it 2 ways, I believe. They could have had the Earth spinning basically 4 times the speed it actually does. And then each time zone would be an hour apart, right? Like you would expect. I don't know. Somebody go, if y'all decide which way you would prefer it to be, I would go make a ruckus in chat. But I think the reason they did it this way, let's speculate now. This is a speculation portion of the game. Let me get rid of that. Actually, I do need to go out there to do this speculation. How do they hide the other suns? Well, it's because the Earth is not flat. There's a curvature to it. And I honestly think the sun is probably, as far as a game mechanic, the sun is probably on a schedule. Let me get this down so I can go over what the reason I think they did what they did. I'm going to show you guys what I think the reason is for making that decision. Whoa, hey, where are we going? Hit the wrong button. I don't even know that button did that. The reason I think they did what they did is because of this. This right there. So there's a good portion of time where a very large portion of the Earth is nighttime. Let's say about half. So if you were playing the game in certain areas of the world, and you wanted to play in another area of the world, there would probably be certain times of the day where it would be almost completely, like most of the planet, like if you could only play from 4 to 5 in the day, like that's your daytime that you can play the game. Or like let's say 5 to 6 after work. You get off work, you come home, you only have an hour to play before you got to start doing dinner, taking care of the kids, blah blah blah, whatever. Club theory. You know, if you only have like an hour to play the game, and well, your hour of the game to play, it covers 4 hours in the game, but you'll every time you play the game, like the entire active Earth would be in the dark. I think that's the decision. That's what. Although you play in Hawaii, that's like the only place you can play the game in the light during your 4 hour or 1 hour you have to play the game. So I think that's why they did it that way, so that players that have very limited time to play the game can at least have some spots either going into the sunlight or out of the sunlight. I have found that when I'm playing, I just move on, right? I just move on to the next spot if it's dark. Like I don't do the calculations, I don't look for it, stuff like that. I just move on to the next area and then find one with light and then I play there or whatever. So I kind of think that's the reason they did it, is because of this. And you would end up getting like some people that their entire experience in Earth 2 would be in the dark. So just based on when they can play the game. So I think they had to do it that way. It's kind of, you know, a bummer that it's like this, but I honestly think it's the only way they could have done it for the majority of people playing the game. So I will allow them that. Of course, they have to make this. They have to make a lot of decisions based on everybody playing the game, not just a few. So as we concluded, I believe this. If you were to think about how it works, the Earth 2 looks more like this than a single sun flying around. But take with that what you will. All right. Well, that concludes my investigation of how the sun works in Earth 2. For the YouTube viewers that just watched this as a clip, I will say goodbye. Have a good day.